to speak. Now, my speech will generally fall within the following sections. I will first explain the current situation in Sindh. Then, what are the major threats that are emerging in this whole region? And finally, what we believe, how these threats can be averted. Luhana has explained very gruesome situation in Balochistan, which is not today. It has been going since this is the 5th war of independence in Balochistan, and this current war and the war of survival of Baloch people has been going since 2005-2004. Sindh and Balochistan are bordering nations. We are recognized, we have got historical relations as brother nations, and there is a history that we always stand together, and probably one of the reasons is that our issues, our suffering, our pains are similar. The situation in Sindh in terms of human rights have always remained worse. Throughout the history of Pakistan, not a single day has been a good day for Sindhi people. Sindhi people are 50 million people who have been inhabiting that land for last thousands of years. I'll just go very briefly to the current situation. In last 3 months alone, we have got 8 bodies dumped, tortured, mutilated, bullet-riddled of Sindhi political activists. Afzal Panwar, Zamin Shah, Qurban Lolai, Sajad Markhand, Amir Khawar, Yamin Chachar, Umeed Ali Dahar. The hundreds are missing. There is enormous pressure on Sindh and Sindhi people to completely change their demography. Therefore, a very large number of people are being brought, settled illegally in millions. The situation in capital of Sindh, Karachi, is worsening. On average, 20 people die in violence. So what is the reason that Sindh is facing this situation since the inception of Pakistan? One of the main reasons is our fortune is our misfortune that Sindh is a very rich country. According to the Pakistani official figures, Sindh produces 70% of wealth of Pakistan. Sindh has got currently the only operative port in Pakistan, which is Karachi. Sindh has got 5th largest coal deposits, estimated conservatively at $23 trillion. Sindh produces currently 70% of the gas requirements and more than 60% of oil requirements and 70% of the revenue. Sindhi people feel colonized, Sindhi people feel subjugated, Sindhi people feel occupied, and then therefore there is a huge popular struggle for emancipation of Sindh and Sindhi people, and the Punjabi colonizers, to suppress this struggle, have always used inhumane measures and methods systematically, eliminating Sindhi people. Now, within this context, world is a changing place, and probably what we say that the earthquakes come when the tectonic plates move. The tectonic plates of world power are moving, and we believe that the tectonic plates of the world powers are not moving. I mean, there are small tectonic, they are currently moving in the region where we are. Therefore, Balochistan and Sindh are sitting just at the epicenter of these tectonic movements. Therefore, what happens in that region will not only shape that region, will Balochistan and Sindh and subcontinent in South Asia, it is going to shape the whole world. I recently read a book called Monsoon by a political geographer called David Kaplan. I won't go in detail. He said the next is a wonderful book, well documented and well substantiated, and he's written other books, and his predictions and prophecies came true in the past. He said the next century, this 21st century, will be determined by the conflicts and the control of Indian Ocean. The rivalries are not today's, there are hundreds of years old. For example, the conflict between the Russian Empire and the British Empire to control the hot waters, which now is Gwadar and Karachi, they are not new. They have been going for the last couple of centuries. And that shift, that region in the past, and we're going to shape the conflict in that region, because the 80% of the world's strategic cargo is going to pass through the eyes of Karachi and Gwadar. 80% of world's strategic cargo, not a small amount. Therefore, the control on Karachi and Gwadar, which sits on Strait of Hormuz, will be critical and crucial. And that's what is the driving force in that area. What we believe, the new emerging features are, number one, Chinese expansion. Over the period, they have grown and developed. Now, there's 1.2 billion people controlled by one party who determine their fate, want to control the whole world, or at least strategically most important parts. And that is why they have determined to take Gwadar, they have determined to take Karachi. In Sindh, a city is being built which is called Zulfikarabad, which will be the largest city in the whole world. So the Chinese expansion, starting from Gilgit and Baltistan, and then controlling Gwadar port, the most strategically important port in Karachi, and they are being supported and helped by Pakistani security establishment, who always play the role of mercenaries. So the combination of Chinese Shahist expansion and Pakistani security establishment, who have thrived on subjugating other people, that will create a situation. And then there is another third factor into that: religious extremism. The violent form of religious extremism is increasing exponentially. It is those who know the nuclear reaction has a chain reaction. So within it is a speed. It increases 10 times and 100 times and 1,000 times. So it doesn't increase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No. It increases by a factor of 10 every time, and probably more. So the combination of Chinese chauvinist expansion, Pakistani security establishment, combined with their main tool of violent religious extremism, and then Pakistan's nuclear capability, is going to create a situation that the world has not ever seen. And we want to tell the international community that there are so many things are happening. Everyone in the world, they work, they create their lobbying, they create their strategies. They miss one thing. They do not, for some reason, my friend Tariq Fateh was saying that Pakistani ISR, they are really brilliant. They have masked this threat. And what will happen? The combination of these forces and their impact, devastating impact, will become manifold and will gather pace that you haven't seen after 2014, when the NATO forces are left. Already the NATO forces are struggling. Even today or yesterday there was an attack on American consulate in Herat. Already the Taliban, they are working at their will. So after 2014, the combination of these forces will create a situation the world hasn't seen. It's not only us, the Sindhi and Baloch, who will suffer. We already are suffering. But those who believe that they are living in one of the finest and most comfortable places in the world, in West, they will understand that, as my friend Tariq Fateh was, what is darkness? What means darkness? To live in darkness. Therefore, our suggestion is, and our request is, our humble request to the international community is, number one, sit with the secular people, oppressed people, Sindhis and Balochs and Baltistan, to understand our viewpoints. We may be weaker in formulating our argument, which sit with it, try to understand our views. Secondly, all the help to date given to Pakistan, now it is not a secret anymore. They knew it a long time ago. It was an open secret that forget about who supports Taliban. Because to carry out these operations, the level of logistic that is required, the level of finance that is required, the training that is required, who gives them? Nobody else. There may be small actors here and there, nobody else but Pakistan. Nobody else. They know it. It's not that they do not know it, they know it. And they knew it because they had information. We do not have information, we only had guesses. We guessed that this is happening. They knew it, they had information, they had intelligence. It's still Pakistan and Pakistan's intelligence agencies and Pakistan's security establishment was able to fool them. Therefore, as a first step, let me assume that what we are saying is wrong. Let me assume, okay, we are wrong. But just stop for 1 minute. Do one thing, as we do a suspension period. Stop every single penny that goes to Pakistan. Because every single penny that you give to Pakistan, and every bullet that you give to given to Pakistan, every piece of armory that is given to Pakistan, and every piece of technical know-how that is given to Pakistan is currently used against us to kill us, to kill Baloch and Sindhi people. Stop this for some time. Let me review the situation and let me understand what we are saying is right or wrong. Because time and tide waits for none, do, and West and the civilized world has to act before it is too late. Thank you very much.
Thank you.